What's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm back. I took a 2-day hiatus. And I didn't have very good cell service yesterday. So yesterday's tap in did not happen. But we're here this evening with some very fun questions. And one interesting one, which I think always relates to everybody, which is jealousy. Whether you are, what's up, Clifford, what's up, Stephanie? Oh, girl, I miss you, and you need to do my hair. Anybody who's in Sedona, Arizona, go to Stephanie. She is the best hairstylist in Sedona ever. Hi, lovely. So today we're going to talk about one of the primary questions that came in with jealousy, which I thought was really important, because no matter, it doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter what situation you've been in. I think everybody has been a little jealous sometime, or a lot jealous sometime at one point in time. So one of the questions was, how do I get rid of jealousy, or how do I not be so jealous? I miss you so much. And when you come back into LA, you need to call me. Like, seriously. So I'm going to start off with how to release jealousy, or how to get rid of jealousy. There's a couple others that were really great too, and I'll probably maybe do about 3 this time. But I think for this one, I would like to go with okay, so granted this has to do with business. The power of nice. And somebody said to me too that on this video that it, like, the words are backwards, and that might be because this is, like, my camera is flipped this way, so I don't know if you guys actually see this backwards or if it's flipped or not. But the power of nice. I'm not going to try to read that backwards because that would just be not awesome. Okay, so we're going to use this for how to release or how to get rid of jealousy. There's a lot of different things that I could talk about on jealousy, and we're going to start with what this book says. And it feels like I want to open it. And you can be jealous in business also. Everyone is worth a listen. That's what it says. It's funny. I guess they're quoting Jay Leno here, so that's kind of interesting. He's awesome. I went to his garage one time full of cars. My dad's car was in his garage, actually, which is really dope. The Rossi 66. Anyways, so Jay Leno says that when he wants to know if something is funny, he'll ask the least important person in the room. And I generally use their input. We live in a society of exclusion. This is the idea that you should try to keep people out. Oh, you can't come into this club. You have to be a member. Oh, you don't have enough money. Oh, you're not handsome enough. But if you go through life with the opposite attitude and try to include everybody, it opens doors. So that's relating to jealousy in and of it, in this book at least. So what that's telling me, who's on? What's up, Rich? Tune in late. What's the name of this book? The name of this book is The Power of Nice. It's related as how to conquer the business world with kindness. And so I'm using it to relate to the question, how do I get rid of jealousy? And so what I'm gathering from that perspective, and I'd love if you guys want to type in and share whatever your perspectives are on this also, but I feel like jealousy comes down to how you feel about yourself. And so if, like, we live in such a society of comparison, you know, exactly what he's saying here. And well, he says a society of exclusion, but it's almost like whenever we feel excluded, then we get jealous of the people who get to be included, right? Or that somehow makes them worthy or more important or hotter or richer or like whatever it is. And then we feel less than. And then we feel like we're not important. And that ultimately ties into our greatest fear, which is not being loved. One of our greatest fears, which is not being loved. The other's loud noises. I'm just kidding. But I feel like when it comes to jealousy, I found, oh man, I wish I had it in this moment. I was with my mom, 2-second story. I was with my mom. We were in the most random place. Again, so like if this game is about like where messages are and the messages are everywhere, I think we were in like some store, you know, those little, it was like in a U-Haul store, like we needed boxes and like tape and stuff like that, right? And so there was those stands that it's like they sell the keychains and they sell the bumper stickers and like just crap, right? Like the little magnets that go on your refrigerator that have some inspirational quote or something funny, right? That's just extra stuff to sell you. So we're in this store and there's these little hanging tags. And it was this one that stood out and it was bright green and it said jealousy on the side of it. And you flip it over and it says on the back, resentment. And then right underneath it, it says I forget. Like I said, I wish I had it. I forget what it says right underneath it, so I don't want to butcher it. But I ended up having this long conversation with my mom. It was one of those things that just shed this like message of perspective on jealousy. And we're like, wow, that's really interesting. On the backside of jealousy, they would put resentment. And so anytime that like jealousy is coming up, I've taken that to then dive deeper within myself and say, wow, okay, well, what am I resenting? Like if that's the feeling and that's the trigger, and usually triggers only come up within us if there's something that we haven't worked through, right? If there's something that that's not clear, because if it was clear, then we wouldn't be triggered by it, right? So anytime that like jealousy comes up for any reason, now I usually take the perspective of like, okay, what's the resentment? You know, and it's just being really clear on that. And so with going to what he's saying about like, oh, you can't come into this club, like you're not a member, you don't have enough money, like you're not handsome enough, like whatever it is, then what would be the resentment around, like if you're not included, you know, then are you resenting the people that then are supposedly included, or they're part of the cool crowd and that makes you like not cool, or like whatever. You know, who cares anymore, right? I was never a cool kid, and I wasn't like, I hung out with everybody. Like, I don't know, I hung out with the so-called like dorks. I hung out with, well, I was never a popular girl, that's for sure. And I always wanted to be. I totally always wanted to be. And I made fun of by all the popular girls. They always wanted to kick my ass. That happened. And it really put like a kind of dampering perspective, and my whole life everybody, you know, would talk about like jealousy and all this stuff, and I'm like, it's such a energy drain of a feeling, and usually it comes from whatever resentment. So that's my little share. What's up, Elena, baby girl? I miss you. How are you, love? So that's kind of what I got as far as the combination of this book to answer the question about how do you release jealousy. Take a look at the perspective on, and just get really real on anything that you're resenting. And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't judge it. Don't, what's up, Brittany? Hey, girl. Hey, Rachel. What's up? How are you? So don't judge yourself on it. You know, I feel like no matter what emotions come up, you don't have to judge it. You don't have to, I mean, we do. right? So it's like, it's that moment of then having compassion and really recognizing you're going to get jealous about no matter what. Like, even whatever the conversation is. I was going to give a really stupid, silly example, and I won't because then I'll feel stupid. But whatever the conversation is that's making you feel jealous, on the flip side of it, somewhere totally real, you're feeling resentment about whatever. So then have compassion about that. And most likely that conversation of what you're resenting isn't true. It's totally not true. You're not unpopular unless you tell yourself you're unpopular. But if you're rocking your own shit and you're like, I feel good about it, well, you're popular in your own head. So it doesn't really matter. What's up, Carrie? What's up, Jenna? Well, we got the gang on tonight. What's up, Emily? I wasn't popular either. God, were any of us like really actually popular? Love the hoops. Thanks, baby. I think popular is a way of being. I don't think popular is anything that happens in high school or junior high or anything like that. I didn't go to high school. I was homeschooled and I still wasn't popular. And I still got made fun of. Go figure. I wasn't either, right? We're all like the misfits who didn't fit in anywhere. It was like the round peg trying to make myself fit into some other square hole somewhere. And it just, once I realized that I wasn't born to fit in, I was born to stand out, I felt a lot better about myself. So if I can encourage that in everybody else, everybody's unique. And by the time you graduate high school, it doesn't really matter. Although some people still operate like they're in high school, but it's a totally different thing. I think I was talking to you, Emily. So it doesn't really matter. But all right. So next question. Does that clarify? Does anybody have any other questions around like popularity? Oh, that's really bright right there. My computer's open. Popular is a mindset. Exactly. That's kind of what I meant by like, it's a beingness. It's a mindset. It's like, if you're popular in your own head, rock it. Awesome. Like, got your own tune that you play by, got your own music in your head. Doesn't mean anybody else has to like it. Just you. Because you go home with you and you wake up with you. Whether there's anybody next to you or not. So, all right. Quick thing, if you guys are new, if you haven't played this game, this is called Tap In. If you have any questions, I have an array of amazing books. And today I did bring out my Messages from Angels Oracle deck. I have a couple Oracle decks, but this was the one that called me tonight. So I think I'm going to like spring through a couple of these as well this evening. I'll pull them out right now and shuffle them and make sure they're clear. But how this game works is if you have any questions, and you guys can you can private message me too. Like if you just want me to ask a question, you don't really want to like be the one to ask it. If you're feeling a little shy or whatever, I'm all about basically